Hey, Tim Sykes here with a weekend video lesson. Happy holidays, happy new year. Leave a comment underneath this video and say, I will review everything. If hopefully, you're either already understand that or by the end of this video, you understand that the key to success is preparation. You can never be too over prepared. And the key to really preparing a lot is reviewing everything. That's what me and all of my top students do. So I'll start talking about stocks, but I'll also talk about the process by which many of my top students are now making, six figures in a month. It's getting insane. Never forget, 90% plus of traders lose, whether it's 90% or 95, maybe even 99%. Heck, even if you make a little money, it's still probably not worth it for most people who are traders. So you must learn how to optimize your process, your preparation, so that you can be one of the few best. And that's what this all comes down to. NXTD is going to be one of my top ones on my watch list. Bitcoin play. Bitcoin is spiking big over the weekend. The question is, will this, obviously it's going to gap up from the 150s probably to the 180s, 190s, maybe two. Can it break this key level that it's had resistance at in the low twos and 190s? We'll see. But I'm watching it. I'm prepared ahead of time. How do I know it's going to spike? Because, again, it's related to crypto. And, I'm filming this on a Sunday, so anything can happen with crypto. But barring any big drop, crypto looks like it is breaking out of a multi-month base. Crypto stocks are going to be on fire, at least to start the day on Monday. We'll see. NXTD has been choppy. I should mention before I get into other stocks, we're having a sale on Profitly. Tons of DVDs, newsletters, video lessons, so important to your education. So I'll post a link to this below. Also, a lot of people are asking me, how do I get into the webinars? You see that, my top students and I are doing more and more webinars. This is for the challenge. So I'm going to link the challenge underneath this. You have to understand it's not for everybody. It doesn't matter if you offer me 50K and you say, hey, I want in. If you have the wrong mindset, the wrong attitude, you're not going to get in. We are a very tight-knit community. I love my challenge. This is where all my top students come from. Jack Kellogg, props to you for doing a webinar. This is archived now, and you challenge students can watch it. Jack Kellogg, my top earning student in December made nearly $800,000 on the month. Mind you, he made only a little over $100,000 the entire previous year. And now, even on Thursday, he was, quote, disappointed in his trading and he still made 40 grand. It's insane what he's done. Nearly $1.8 million on the year in profits. And he was exhausted, but he gave it his all, and he did a 2.5-hour webinar. If you're a challenge student, you have access. Next week, his friend and one of my top upcoming students, Kyle Williams, is giving a webinar. Kyle is closing in, I believe, on 800,000 overall, a little over, I think, 600,000 on the year of 2020. So challenge students, watch these webinars and don't be afraid to watch them twice or three times or four times. There are so many nuggets of wisdom that these students are sharing, and I'm just so grateful. I should also mention that it's not just the webinars. I'm going to also link below this Matt Monaco, one of my top upcoming challenge students. He had his first $200,000 plus month in December, but another six-figure month after his first six-figure month in November. So I think he made a little over 100,000 in November and a little over 200,000 in December. Learn from what these guys are doing. They are outliers in the trading industry. What they are accomplishing is seemingly impossible, theoretically impossible. Matt just graduated college. How did he his E-Trade account grew like 35,000 or 40,000%. How did he grow his account tens of thousands of percentages? Watch this video. I'm going to link this video. You don't have to be a challenge student to watch this. He made a nice little 25-minute yearly recap. I'm going to link this video where you can't see me, but I'm down here. And then also here's Matt Monaco, Tim Grittani. Tim Grittani was my former top earning student. Nearly $5 million in profits on the year, even after taking like 2 or 3 months off to spend time with his family. It's awesome. But in this video, he talks about how he was a little rusty, but he came back and he had his biggest win ever, nearly $400,000. So we don't share these, monetary gains to brag, right? Like all these guys are very humble. I really encourage you to stay as humble as possible, because if you ever get cocky, the market will humble you, and that'll be a very expensive lesson. We share this to help you understand the potential. Okay. Tim Grittani, I mean, his friends and family were like, why are you studying so much? Matt Monaco never made much before 2020, and yet he was studying for like 2.5, 3 years every day. And his friends and family are like, why are you studying so much? Jack Kellogg, in this webinar, and, in another video that we filmed, I actually went up to New Hampshire to congratulate him on surpassing 1 million, even though now he's closing in on 2 million just a few weeks later. But we did a 4.5-hour sit-down interview, which we'll be posting soon. And he was talking about how he almost quit several times. I mean, his dad was like, what are you doing? Why are you spending so much time studying? But what happens is you study so much, you prepare so much, and then a hot market like 2020 comes along and you are prepared to capitalize on the opportunities. And Jack, I mean, he's really scaled his trading so much. And I'm like, yo, calm down, man. Like you've done fantastically well, but like, you just got to be a little safe. But he's studied, he's wanted it so bad. And by the end of the week, he's exhausted. Remember at the beginning of this video, I said, review everything. Me, him, Matt Monaco, Tim Grittani, we all get burnt out by week's end, because it's not just about the trading, it's the reviewing. We're looking at every single trade, we're looking at different patterns. Our brains are mush by the end of the week. So that's why we get so burnt out. It's not because we're over trading. It's because we're over analyzing. And I think over analyzing is a good thing. That's how you learn. Also, props to Mariana. So many students I got to give props to, but just a few. Mariana is Jack's girlfriend. I'm very proud that they met at my conference. I'll take the matchmaker credit that I deserve for their meeting. And she just had her first $100,000 month. I'm going to link her video underneath this, because she did a monthly recap. And she's only like 20 years old, and she's making six figures in a month. She never made six figures, before, over several months, right? Like these people are really capitalizing on so many different plays that are hot right now. And it's fascinating and amazing to watch. And thank you, Mariana, for doing this, monthly recap. It's her first video. So give her props. If you see her in the challenge chat room, she's in the challenge too. All these people who are doing really well are in the challenge, because that's where you get the most webinars. And I should also mention one thing before I start talking about stocks. Tim Grittani has now done 60 plus challenge webinars. I see a lot of you being like, oh, I need to learn. You have access if you're in the challenge. But the view count on his past webinars, like people think like, oh, a webinar from 2 or 3 years ago doesn't matter. Yes, it does. It's basically like studying history lessons. The better you know stock market history, the better prepared you are for the present and the future. So watch all of his webinars. He also has Trading Tickers Part 2 coming out either this January or February. He's been working on that for a little while. If you watch this video, which I'm going to link underneath this, click all the links below this video. But in this video, he basically announces Trading Tickers 2. I kind of forced him to, because I was just like so excited. That DVD is going to be so freaking amazing. It's going to be a must watch. But enough about other people. Let's talk about me. Not to be selfish, but like on the last day of the trading year, I made roughly 20 grand. Not my biggest day of the year, but one of my biggest days. And more important than the dollar amount, I really took a lot of different trades, and I traded them well. I think that's one of the best things that you can do, where it's not just how much money you can make, it's how well can you execute the plays given to you, the opportunities that present themselves. So I'm going to review that. For the year, it was pretty amazing, where if you look at my year, $1.189 million, my best trading year ever. So I'm pretty freaking pumped. But let's just take a look at my trades, trade by trade for a second, because I think learning from your recent trades, all your trades, not just your good trades or your bad trades, but reviewing all your trades is really key. And I want to start with AITX. This was my morning panic dip buy. Unfortunately, charts have this glitch, like with penny stocks, like no one really cares about, accurate data. This always happens or sometimes happens. So you can't really see my morning panic dip buy, but I assure you it was a rather perfect morning panic dip buy. This was my biggest win of the day. And I should mention, some people are like, why are you not holding these stocks overnight? They often gap up. You can sell into the gap. For me, I'm a little different than other traders. I'm doing two jobs. You might not realize it, but every time I make a trade, I also have to type. I want you to learn in real time. I want you to see my plan in real time. So when I make a trade, I need to consider, like, it's going to take me 10, 20, sometimes 30 seconds to type out my thoughts. Obviously at the market open, they're going to be quicker because the trades are quicker. So I'm just, trying to help you understand. I often type in this same pattern because it's pretty much the same pattern every time. But a lot of the time I have no trades, no stocks overnight, not because I don't think that there's money to be made, but because of me being a teacher first. Remember, I donate 100% of these trading profits to charity. I am not optimized for trading. Okay. So if you're like, wow, Tim, that's amazing that you made 20 grand in a day. I probably could have made 50 or maybe 100 grand if I was focused purely on my trading, taking bigger position sizes, not typing, not talking to anybody else, not making video lessons, not writing commentary. So I'm kind of taking one for the team because, again, whether I make 20 grand or 30 grand or 50 grand or 100 grand in a day, it should help you open your mind up. And anybody who doubts me, your friends, your family, other people, show them this video. Show them the videos from my top students, okay? My number one problem is just getting people to freaking study. And the more you study, the more you see these patterns. It was great just to go up to New Hampshire to, see Jack and his girlfriend and a bunch of his friends, celebrating over $1 million in profits. But it was even greater for them to tell me like, wow, I've been studying and you're really right. Like you do see these patterns all the time. And I'm like, yes, I'm not crazy. You have to remember, I got into teaching because everyone said, first, you couldn't short sell penny stocks. That's illegal. That makes me a criminal. No, of course you can short penny stocks. You just have to find shares to short, although I rarely short these days. But I hated the misinformation out there and the lack of awareness. When you see me, look, I made over $6 million now. I probably could have made $200 or $300 million if I had, a better way of learning in the beginning. I didn't have any risk management my first few years if I had someone showing me the ropes. So when everyone thinks I've done all this amazing stuff, making $6 million in this niche that everyone previously hated, you don't understand. I'm taking just the smallest little bit of the opportunity. There's literally hundreds of millions of dollars to be made, especially right now in this hot market. So I want you to study and prepare as much as you can so that you can get your slice of the pie too. And never forget, most traders lose. So don't think like, oh yeah, Tim says there's so much opportunity, I'm definitely going to be his next millionaire. No, you're not. I only have a few millionaire students, okay? Most people don't want it bad enough. Most people don't study enough. Even if you do study enough, you don't necessarily apply it correctly. So understand it takes time, okay? Tim Grittani has been with me for 10 years. Matt Monaco, even though he's making 6 figures a month, he made nothing his first 3 years. Jack Kellogg studied his butt off for 3 years. So one trade, one day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year at a time. It all adds up over time. Anyways, perfect dip buy on AITX. I was really happy, and I probably should have taken a bigger position too. ALPP, this was another morning panic just a few minutes later. This one I actually really nailed the bottom on. Sorry, it's a holiday, so the market's closed. That's why this day is blank. But I nailed the bottom here on this sell-off below 3. Once it took out 3, there were tons of stop losses that created some opportunity. But I sold it into this little bounce in the 3s because, frankly, there just wasn't that much upside for me given, my position size. I only had a few thousand shares. So some people were like, why don't you hold all day? It would have taken much more time, much more of my focus to hold it all day. And what? I would have made like an extra $1,000, $2,000. It just wasn't worth it. So you have to have the right perspective. CELZ, this was a great trade, even though not my biggest dollar winner. But I recognized that it had run in the past, and then it kind of took Wednesday off. And then Thursday, it was showing signs that it could do this kind of crazy run again. This doesn't look like much on the chart, but I mean, this stock went from 0.4 of a penny up to 3 cents on the day. Okay, this is crazy. Nearly 8 times your money in one day. And then it had a typical second day with no real bounce, but the third day it came back, and I really nailed the meat of the move on this morning spike. So this $2,000 profit roughly was very good. I only got a small position. Okay, it was spiking so fast. Some people were like, "How do you see it? How do you execute it so fast?" I saw it because I'm recognizing recent runners, but at the same time, I only got a really small position size. This could have been my biggest trade of the day because I really nailed it. If you look into the details, I mean, making 35% on the trade, but really small position. I wanted 1 million shares. That would have been nice. You know, that would have been like a $10,000 profit. That would have been one of my biggest trades. But I didn't get it. So sometimes you just get a partial execution. You got to be cool with it. COUV was another one. This is a recent runner. So I'm remembering recent runners. And Jack talks about this on his webinar, but this one ran up earlier in the week and it's kind of come down, and then it showed some signs of spiking on Thursday. So I was just like, okay, let's see how far it can go. It did spike a little bit, but it was kind of choppy. And I see a lot of promoters hyping it up over the weekend, so maybe we can get back into this range. As Jack was talking about, it's got to break above 36 and really above 40. To get to the 40s, 50s, 60s. So we'll see how much volume it's going to take. Just didn't seem to have the firepower on Thursday. So I took a little over $1,000. AITX, I tried another morning panic, but it was really kind of a weak bounce. So I got out. DSGT, this one, was another dip buy. This one has run quite a bit. Especially on Wednesday. I mean, this really broke out. Did not expect it. So Thursday, it was kind of a choppy drop and kind of a choppy bottom, but I did kind of catch the bottom. I'm proud of that. If you look at it, I mean, I got in under 120 and out over 125. It's just tougher to have like a big percent gain on a choppy stock like this. I tried it. I probably didn't have to do this one, but again, I'm not going to be perfect. I'm not like, I just need to stick with low price stocks only. I'm trying different stuff. Don't forget to really test. Okay. And you don't even have to test with real money. I mean, you can paper trade a different strategy and see how it feels. RDAR, this one was an all day runner. Some people said like, why am I chasing it? It was right around here. It was a breakout over the morning high, and these ultra low price, these sub penny plays have been running. So for me, it was a clear buy in here. I actually really underestimated it. I bought this in the 7s, sold it in the 9s. I didn't think that it would cross over a penny, but I made 20% plus in under an hour. So that just goes to show you the kind of upside. And this thing actually went. It didn't actually hit 2 cents. That's actually a typo. It never hit that. The high was 1.6. But, the thing more than doubled, and I took basically 25%. So as much as you want to say like, oh, Tim Sykes nailed it, I took 25% roughly of the potential profit here. I did not nail it. To keep going, GAXY, this was a morning, not even a morning panic, a midday panic. And it didn't really bounce that well, so I got out. COUV, I tried again for another spike. And I tried to be patient. I probably should have this overnight, but it just was so choppy. So I just wanted to get out. Then I tried RDAR on a dip. Jack didn't like this. Jack was like, why are you buying it here? I like intraday panics. It dropped from 1.6 down to 1.2. So this doesn't look like much on the chart, but this is a big percentage drop. And I got a little bit of a bounce and I took it. So I'm trading a little choppy stocks. I'm trying to trade them a little safer. But that was my trade there. This was actually, sorry. This was this was not the dip buy. I got it wrong. This was me actually chasing this one a little bit, in the 1/4, saying, "Wow, like it's doubled, and I think this can go." And for me, I said like it was getting choppy in the 1/6 area. I actually had a good sell near the top. This was the dip buy, down from the 1.2 area, down from 1.06 or 0.01. It's so tough with like these sub penny stocks. Like you're trying to make what, like a quarter of a penny, a half a penny a share. I mean, it's getting insane. I really don't like sub penny stocks, but this is where the biggest percent gainers are. So for me, I try to get out of my comfort zone a little bit, and trade these, but I'm still going to trade them in a very safe way. And I should mention, like as much as I say, like focus on one pattern or two patterns, most traders who are really finding success gravitate towards like a hot setup or a hot pattern during their, during their runs. Try a bunch of different stuff. Like, you have to try to experiment. You have to think of yourself as a scientist, whether you're trading with much smaller money, whether you're trading, your kind of experimental strategies, safer, like cutting losses quicker, taking gains quicker, or if you're paper trading. But just start to try to find what works best in any market, and that way, like I said, you'll find probably the most success over time in your career because you'll have experimented with so many different strategies. And you'll find, it's only natural, like to have your favorites and to have ones where you're like, no, I don't really like it. I know from 20 plus years of experience that I don't do great with sub penny plays. So even though you say, Tim, like, what are you talking about? You don't do great. You made nearly $2,000 on this one. You nailed this one. I took 25% of the move. I think it's very important for you to start judging your trades based on what percentage of the move did you get, right? Like it doesn't matter how much specifically money you made or lost on any one trade. What percent of the move did you capture? So for me, yeah, this was one of my biggest dollar profits of the day, but it was one of my worst trades in terms of what the move was. Why is that? Well, it was already up a ton, so I'm already chasing it a little bit. It's a sub penny, so it's a little out of my comfort zone. So I pushed myself. So if it wasn't a sub penny, if it wasn't up so much, and it was one of my perfect patterns, then I would feel really bad about only taking a quarter of the move, right? But because it's not my ideal strategy, it's not my ideal price range, I think this is pretty good to make roughly, 25% of the move. And I made my goals. So you have your own goals, and then you have like what the stock market shows you. You could go in, you could say, hey, I want to make 100% on this stock, and then the stock moves 5%. The stock doesn't care about your goals. But this one, you can see here where, I was chasing it a little bit. Sorry, I'm analyzing. Why do I keep doing this? I analyzed the wrong one. I forgot that I traded RDAR 3 times. But this trade, again, nearly $2,000, made 25%. But again, I bought this at basically 7/10 of a penny, and it went up to 1.6. So the stock more than doubled. So there was 100% upside, and I made 25%. So this was a good trade for me. It was the midpoint of my goals, to make 15 to 30%. But given that the stock spiked 100%, I took a quarter of the potential profits. And this is what you start to see when you review. You can't see this necessarily in real time, because for me, I set my goals, I hit my goals, I took it. That's a good trade. But then when you review and you look back and you say, wow, this stock ran 100%, like I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember that it ran 100%. So the next time a sub pennies play starts running in a similar manner, I'm going to say, wow, let me see if I can be a little more aggressive, because maybe this is a strategy. And then I'll judge that. And then, if I keep doing the same exact strategy 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, I'll start judging and I'll start seeing, oh, this is a hot strategy. This is working better. No, this one's not working anymore. The market's overextended. It only worked, back in December. So you start learning every single trade is not just an opportunity to increase your trading account, it's an opportunity to increase your knowledge account. And I know that sounds cliche. I know people are like, yeah, Tim, just give me the money. No, in order to get the big money, you have to experiment, you have to review, you have to learn. So I kept trading it. And, this was my smallest dollar gain out of all of them. But I really got the dip